And welcome everybody. We'll try this again. So I just grabbed a new link and we'll try zapping this link around to people now that I kind of have a better idea of what buttons not to push maybe. Because that's what I did last time is I pushed the wrong buttons. So I am now zapping some links out again to some people. Zappity zap. Zappity zap. Zappity zap. And so forth. So if you're listening on the Instagrams or whatever, I just zappity zapped a bunch of links out there. Join us on the this thing. So how is the audio? The audio better? We're getting good audio this time. I won't click on that one button over there, and that should give us a better situation than before. Let's see. So, and then I can go back to this place and get a link out. Boom, boom. Is there a link over there too? Boom. Go up here, put a link in here. Boom. Okay, well now we'll see if anybody joins us. Oh, there we go. So it's on auto, so I think that means as soon as he brings his stuff on board, it'll bring him in. Maybe I gotta bring him in? I don't know. No, it's on auto.
I'm back here.
Okay.
There we go.
Did you have to do something?
I don't know if did you do something?
No, not really.
When I come in, it had my mic and camera off.
Right.
So I enabled the mic and then I don't know if I did the camera, and that was about when you said, "Oh, hey, there you are." Kinda.
Oh, okay. I think that's what it is. I think it's unlike the other one. Like you can be there, it just won't let you in unless there's a camera for some reason, which is weird. All right, so we got people joining us on both sides. We're going to try to do this better this time. And Michigan saying, hey, welcome. And Vulcan, YouTube is okay. Check and Rumble. Thanks for that. All right, so, and then that unpins it. Nice. I still have to figure out the studio, but I know what not to hit now, and I'm not going to hit that button. So we should stay live on both YouTube and other places right now. So I just made a little bit of, so here's what I did. I took some dark chocolate, and it might have been dark chocolate you sent me. Thanks for that. But I took like a little chunk of it and put in the bottom of my coffee cup here. Then I poured a bunch of hot coffee in it, and that gave me a really chocolatey cup of hot coffee earlier today. And then as soon as it gets down to about here, I pour more hot water into it. And I've been doing that all day, and it's still kind of coffee. It's still a little bit coffee, but it's still a lot chocolate. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm surprised how much, essentially an eighth of a bar, half, a quarter of a half, no, half of a quarter of a half. So not very much of a chocolate bar, and it's been essentially chocolate milk all day. Not really chocolate milk, but chocolate water all day.
So on the Rumble side, can you comment, or I don't see any way to leave a comment?
You probably have to be logged in to comment over there. I can't comment inside of the studio at all. Is that what you mean? Like inside the studio? Yeah, I can't see a way to comment. So I'm assuming that means you got to open the thing up top and comment out here. Yep. And then I'm assuming you have to be logged in to do it.
Oh, yeah, I'd have to go look up my login for it.
The good news is I haven't used Rumble in forever, and I went over to look at this. Actually, I went over to Rumble like a week ago, and I didn't need to log in. Like, it knew me from a million years ago. And then whenever I did this today, it just still remembered me. I didn't have to log in.
Yeah, I don't watch Rumble very often. Because I usually watch stuff on my tablet, but my tablet doesn't like Rumble. So
yeah, I can already tell that I'm going to have some issues too, because something said something about Firefox. It doesn't like Firefox, so I kind of like Firefox, but I like free. And this is actually pretty good. Nine contestants, or whatever you want to call it, 9 participants, free, and we can pin stuff. This is the big thing that I like about StreamYard, is being able to pin. It isn't, well, I haven't played with the studio yet. Maybe I can play with some of that in the studio, what it's going to look like or whatever. But it's got a lot of features for free. Michigan is saying that Rumble usually has a comment and a live comment. I was going to take a look at some flashlights, since earlier today on the Instagram I asked people what flashlights they like. So let's take a look at some flashlights real quick. I'm going to move this over. I'm going to try to figure out how to do this again by clicking on this, I think. Click on this. It's not too much different. It's actually pretty similar to StreamYard to do this. I just stuck them in. Oh, wait, now I have to go to presentation mode. Is there a way to just get rid of us completely? I guess not. So, the first one is this iProTech Pro 220, $20 flashlight. That's the first one. Next one is a Surefire $155 flashlight, 650 lumens. Let's take a look at what it's got going on here. So this is this flat one. Have you seen this stiletto before?
No.
I guess it's flat, so the batteries must be next to each other. Primary switch, it's got some kind of switches on top here. Micro USB chargeable thing, so it's USB rechargeable. The beams are up front here. So it's flat. And then, I don't know what's going on in the back here. Is that another button? And then it's got a clip down this side. Do you like this form factor, or you don't like this form factor?
I don't know. I've never had one. Because there's also the Olight has one that's a similar shape.
Kind of like 2 batteries next to each other.
Yeah. I haven't tried them. I'm not against it. I would not pay $155 for a flashlight, personally.
Then we've got the Through Night. This is a $39 one. It's on sale, so it's $29. And I think this one has a clicker on the back and a selector up front here. And this one looks like it's two double A's in line, so a little bit longer than like a Maglite.
That one looks a lot like the Streamlight, the ProTac.
Orange peel. So this one is a $30 light. And then we have the Olight. This one looks like a single AAA. I'm a big fan of these. In fact, if I had pants on with pockets in them, I'd have one in my pants pocket right now. Not this particular one, but a AAA light. That's what I usually like, is one single AAA.
I kind of prefer the little bit bigger, just because it's kind of, if it's too small, then it's uncomfortable for my hand.
Yeah, I hear that. So then this one is an Olight again, and there's a couple of models, so I went with the one that comes in this little chargy box thingy. I'm guessing that box charges, and then you just keep it in that box, and you take it out of that box. And I don't know if that's a waste of time or not, but 190 days. That stays charged for. It doesn't work for 190 days, but it'll stay charged for. So this thing charge your mobile devices for emergencies. So this thing can both charge and offer a charge. Well, I guess that doesn't make sense. It can charge your light or other devices. Maybe that's the way to say it.
I don't know, I like the idea of that one. A place you just put your light. You come home, take it out of your pocket, put it in the box.
Yeah, right. And then if you're camping or whatever, the same concept. I'm guessing that thing holds a charge for a while. So, and then it's magnetic. I guess that's what this is saying. That I don't know. I never thought about these magnetic charging lights. That they can also be kind of like a task light. How much was that one? That one was $99. This next one is a stream light. This one is $76. These are all the ones that people said that they carry. So I said, what light do you carry? And this is what people said. So this one is 1,000 lumen multi-fuel. So it has CR123s.
I'm not sure if that's the one I keep in the car, because I've got a couple of the ProTac 2As, and then I've got the little bit larger, which not sure if that's the one.
Well, this is it says 2 CR123s or one, whatever the hell that big rechargeable battery pack is. I don't know if that's multi-fuel or not. I guess it's technically multi-fuel, but it's 2 really expensive batteries.
Yeah.
But, I guess I would take this one if I had that rechargeable battery deal.
Yeah, when I ordered it, I did not realize that it used the 123s. I wouldn't have got it then.
I really liked 123s when I worked at the gun shop all the time because I could get them fairly cheap because Surefire made their batteries pretty cheap. They probably still do. But, yeah, they're pretty expensive, that's for sure. They are better batteries. They are good batteries, but they're expensive. Then one person said the mag light, so I went with the LED. I guess it's possible somebody wants a regular mag light for some reason, but
I've got one. Actually, I've got one right here.
They still exist, but you'd rather have a bulb than LED?
Well, no. Oh, is that the bulb one?
No,
that's
this
what
is
I
the
use.
LED. I'm saying the person said a Maglite AA, and I'm like, if I'm going to pick a Maglite AA, I'm picking the LED. Even though you probably still can buy a bulb for some reason, I can't imagine why.
I had the regular Maglite. That's what I used at work for probably like 10 years, and then I switched to the LED. And the Maglites are the only flashlights up until I started using the Streamlights that would last. Everything else would break. The only problem with the bulb is you drop it, you break your bulb. But luckily,
or you drop it and the bulb just comes out a little bit. It's not even broken always, but it just comes loose because of the way that they have mass and they're just in there with those 2 little prongs.
But it was nice in the end cap. There's a spot you can keep an extra bulb.
Mm-hmm.
And
they were definitely high tech for like the 80s. They were high tech, but then LEDs happened.
I tried the conversion kits to turn your regular Maglite into the LED, and they didn't really work that well.
No, it was still kind of at a time when LEDs were super expensive and all that was.
I think it
practical,
was they called it the night eyes.
But now it's $24 and you just get a Maglite with the LED right away. So when you get it with the LED right away, like there's nothing wrong with a Maglite really, except that
it's
a kind of a goofy form factor if you don't like metal or an aluminum.
One of the only reasons I changed is the Streamlight is brighter.
Sorry, what?
The Streamlight is brighter than the Maglite.
Oh, well, and that's probably a factor of they didn't really change too much except retrofit LEDs into it, right? But again, it's made in the USA, kind of iconic or whatever, traditional. Okay, so then the next one, oh, and that's $25, $30, $25 on sale. Next one is called an Phoenix PD32. So there's lots of different Phoenix ones, and there's actually this PD32 I think is old already because there's a lot more like PD36s or 34s or something, and I don't know what that means. I'm assuming volts or something, or lumens or something. But essentially, it's the what I would call either a two CR123s or one AA battery size, and it's not very big, right? It looks like it's the size of one AA battery, but they give you this rechargeable
they're
AA.
slightly larger.
Oh, this battery is slightly larger,
Yeah.
but it's not a 123 thickness or anything. I don't think. But either way, they give you in this pack, they give you a couple of batteries, maybe the charger to charge the battery with a USB, and then yeah, they do give you two batteries, and then the flashlight in a pouch and stuff for $85. So 1,200. Well, that's 1,200 lumens, and then this last one is another square type, but a way different one, a little keychain one. And this one's a Nitecore TK or T4K, and this one's a 4,000 lumen for $89. Have you ever had one of these little tiny ones?
Not like that. That's getting into the Star Trek palm beacons.
Seriously, like I've seen these at the shows and stuff, but I never like had one. But they are very tiny. I just can't imagine how long the battery lasts because they're so bright and they're so little. But they're keychain type of things. They don't really show a picture of it in the hands of anybody. There's one in somebody's hands.
Hello and welcome to another 0.18 inches on its widest size. You can change it from locked. The Nitecore T4 ring of the T4K is built into the frame.
That's a horrible video. So anyway, it's tiny and super bright. $89 for a keychain. So the question is, which one? You gotta pick one of these to carry around a flashlight. Which one are you picking?
Probably the Streamlight.
The $89 one?
Well,
The $76 one? It's 50% off right now. That's crazy price. So does that say 100 and something normally? 159 normally. It's 76 right now.
it's those are kind of the ones I've been buying lately, the Streamlights, and it's an American company. So I think
Streamlight's American. It's probably one of those designed in America, made somewhere else type of things. At least I believe so. We'll find out if it says down here or not. Okay with the multi-fuel type of concept. Like I say, as long as you got the LED, like a USB to recharge it with. I could care less what the battery is, as long as I can recharge it with something normal. Back in the day, you'd get something rechargeable and it would have its own proprietary thing going on.
Yeah, it looks like maybe their expensive flashlights are U.S. made, and then a lot of the other ones are made overseas.
It's China, but like I said, it's on whatever, on what's the word? It's not unremarkable for a $76 flashlight. So people out there, let's see. Woods is probably the one that picked that first one, maybe. This iPro Tech. This is pretty close, I think, to the one that Woods picked. Rumble is saying, I like hitting this I like the Nebo Work like duo and single magnetic USB charging dongle baton like flashlight I find at Army Navy steer stores near Cape Cod Gunworks. Oh, interesting. Try and read the comments. Probably a bad idea. We're sitting here in silence. Right now, it shows that there's as many people watching on Rumble as there are watching on YouTube. So thanks to everybody watching on both platforms. Just kind of playing around. I don't know how hard it is to attach it to StreamYard, but if it's this easy, maybe I'll consider dropping the $25 a month StreamYard. It's not like StreamYard's making it easy on me. I mean, they've got nice features and stuff, but it's $25 a month. That's another bill. Daddy Dutch out there, welcome. So we're looking at flashlights right now, but you got an air fryer?
I don't. That's I go back and forth on whether I want one or not. And I was talking to my wife, and she's like, I don't know.
Because
everybody who has one says I should get one.
Yeah, well, you turn into the cult of putting stuff in an air fryer, and it's just super nice. It's like, do you like eating things out of a toaster oven? That's one of the questions.
Well, that's what we use a lot of the times to cook.
So essentially, that's essentially the same thing, except that it's way faster, I think, or at least it's a lot easier.
I don't know. I've got the toaster oven with the convection, which is kind of what the air fryer is, but I don't think it works quite as well as an air fryer.
There's really not too much of a difference other than with an air fryer, you get this little basket. So if you're going to do something like French fries or tater tots or something, it's real easy to dump them in the basket and then dump the basket out onto something. So it's just a little easier form factor than a thing. I was going to try to find my air fryer list here because I've got a bunch of air fryers on a list if I can find them.
Yeah, I've got for the toaster oven, I've got these mesh. Yeah. They're kind of like little mesh baskets, but they're not that deep, so the air can circulate all around the food.
So this thing is my favorite one right now, kind of. There's another one that's similar to this that's also my favorite, but this one is kind of the best of both worlds. You've got your toaster oven thing going on, but they give you these baskets. I think this is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like these baskets like this.
Yeah.
And now you essentially have an air fryer. You just put something underneath the basket so it doesn't make the bottom of your toaster oven gross. But this front-loading air fryer is essentially just a wide toaster oven. And I think that's the favorite thing I've been using. But what's neat is like this little Instapot little guy. These things have a bunch of buttons up top so you can, how some microwaves will have like popcorn or hot dog or whatever it is you're doing all the time.
Yeah.
Heat a cup of water or whatever, like a quick button. So if you're going to be doing, I don't know, reheating or, which is probably like 90% of people who buy an air fryer are probably reheating. But if you're going to do something like frozen tater tots or something, having a button you can push or just a knob real quick is pretty handy. I don't know, $40 kind of depends on, if you want to spend $40 or not. But anyway, that's what I think. The little tiny air fryers are just super handy. Maybe this little guy that can get up to 400 degrees is pretty heavy duty for a little tiny one. But I think a little tiny air fryer is just a little more convenient for snacking than a toaster oven. But anyway, since they were talking about barbecue, I thought I'd mention these. And then another option is this, where you have sort of I don't know what to call this. What do you call this? Like It's almost like they call it an indoor grill, but it's really
Just
like
an
a.
electric grill.
But it's when this is a grill on top, like you can see the heating element up top, but underneath here it's more like a crock pot or like a rice cooker. So it's kind of like a rice cooker with an air fryer top. And I don't know what to call this thing, but I tell you what, like if I accept that it's huge and it's sort of like having a big, see what all the stuff going on in there? It's both an air fryer and a convention thing or whatever that's called, and a broiler. Like it can do a lot, but it's huge. Like you have to, however big it is, plus like it's just, you can kind of tell in this picture, I guess. You got this whole lid that has to come up and move out of the way. So you got to have a lot of room for this. But I think like in an outdoor setting, this thing could be super handy. And there's probably a lot of side dishes and stuff you could do in here. But anyway, so this is a whole nother type of thing. So that's the question. Do you go with this style of Ninja 6-in-1 indoor grill? Do you go with the Cuisinart front loading? Or do you go with one of there's different sizes, or do you go with like the standard? I don't know if this is standard or not, but like I guess that one isn't an option. I was going to say maybe the traditional drawer style, like basket style.
I would probably lean towards that Cuisinart. When we were looking for another toaster oven, I was looking at ones that specifically said air fryer, and for whatever reason didn't get that exactly.
A Ninja wood fire, is that what that one was called?
Hopefully it's better than like the George Foreman grill, which dries out all your food.
I've got a George Foreman, one of them. It's like the XL or something. It's like a wide one. I haven't used it too much. Now, I guess I don't have all of them in here, but there's another one that I like better than this Cuisinart. But imagine like oven doors that open like
the double,
like left and right, and that one's way cooler than this one.
Only
because it's like a little mini oven. It's like a little thing you put in an RV or something.
It would, I looked at those, but I thought they were a little too big for the counter space.
Yeah, they're kind of big, but if I had a giant kitchen and I was going to be using it a lot, it would be better than an air fryer. And better, well, it would kill an air fryer and a toaster oven.
Our last toaster oven had a rotisserie in it, which it made really good rotisserie chicken. But it was just, it was kind of a pain. And then cleaning all the parts and pieces got kind of tiring, so I stopped using it.
I don't know anything to rotisserie, but I do have a rotisserie in one of the big ones also. And I'm never going to use it, I don't think.
And then slowly over time, since that every time you run the toaster oven, that rotisserie runs. And then it got kind of louder and louder and would get squeaky. So every time you made something, you could hear the rotisserie squeaking.
Like it probably got chicken grease and like bacon stuff in it every once in a while, right? So then I was just scrolling through to see if I could find the one that I was thinking of here that I didn't stick in there yet, but I didn't, or I can't. And then what about as far as frying and stuff? Do you ever regular fry?
No, not in a long time. I used to have one of the Fry Daddy Juniors. Long time.
I don't know what that is. Is that like essentially a deep fryer?
Yeah. So
just an appliance to make it easier.
A small one. Yeah, it's kind of shaped like the air fryers, but just had a lid and.
Oh, I might have one of those, and then it just has like a plastic overshield, so you don't actually touch anything hot.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah, I think I have one. I have it just to compare with my air fryers. I opened it once and then compared and then put it away because I think it's dirty.
Fried foods are great, but then your house smells like fried food forever.
Yeah. But that's what I was going to say is what about if you had an outdoor situation where, either an outdoor kitchen or like an outdoor kitchen, like a patio where you have a kitchen out there, then I don't mind an air fryer or a regular fryer out there at all. Let's see. So we got some comments. Phoenix is saying, I'm having trouble figuring out the thing. It takes my comment, throws it up top. I'm getting used to this. There was a decently cheap air fryers at Walmart for around $60. The downside, it was manually controlled instead of electronically controlled. I don't know what that means. You mean like, well,
Probably
my
dials instead of buttons.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. Is my cheap one that I first got, my first air fryer, was like $7 because I got a used $20 one, right? And I still use it. It is just a timer. There's nothing else. So it's just preset. Is that what you mean? Like it's preset to just a timer, which doesn't matter at all for just reheating French fries and stuff or reheating something that's leftovers. But yeah, all the other ones I have that have timers and stuff are way nicer. But yeah, if it's manually, like you just set it to temperature 4, like a toaster oven, I don't think that's a bad thing either. It just takes you a little while to get used to what you like to cook and what. But $60 seems a little high. I would keep looking around. You can get a really nice air fryer for $60. Cook 2 things, 2 different times and temperatures. Wait, what?
He has a Ninja Dual Zone.
Interesting. I don't have one of them. I wonder, is that because it's tall or if it's left and right? I have a bacon bowl over here that I have yet to buy bacon to put in an air fryer, but my goal is to take the bacon, wrap it around the bacon bowl things that I got, put it in an air fryer, and then I will have air fried bacon bowls that I could put something in. You ever seen these? They're just like little forms that look like a muffin dish.
I remember the as seen on TV commercials.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So then, here's another one. Got the something at Costco for $30. Great for making tea. It has its own little tea basket made of stainless steel. Great for rice because the rice starts with boiling water. I don't know that one. Is that like a kettle, or is that like a bowl type of thing? I had a rice cooker, but I quit eating rice, so I don't really use the rice cooker much anymore. I think I actually shit canned my rice cooker. I think it might have broke on me, and I never replaced it.
I don't know what that one is. I've never heard of it.
But I do have a couple of Instapots now, but I'm not making rice in them. What do you all make your rice in?
Rice cooker.
Just a dedicated rice cooker?
Yeah, my wife has one that it's got plays a neat little tune when it's done. It's a Japanese rice cooker.
Is it like a $17 thing, or is it like a $70 thing?
I don't know how much you pay for it.
Because I know some people are like, oh, it just has to work. And then other people are like, oh, no, I like a good one. Kind of like teapots or tea kettles, Some people can, as long as it makes hot water, and then other people want it to be nice. These would be the alarms going off to let me know that the overnight is happening, but we're getting screwed out of an overnight tonight, so those alarms are just going off for no reason.
Yeah, I can't even find the Jettle. So I'm not sure what it is. I was trying to look it up so I could look at it.
Left and right. Oh, interesting. It says KETLE. I'll put it in Amazon. Amazon has everything. Oh, kettle, I got you. Okay. I've actually tried buying one of these like 4 times, and I have not been able to get one. Mainly because I'm too cheap, but I'm going to get one eventually. I think Clover has one. He was saying how good they are.
I watched. There's a YouTube channel that I watched that he'll break down stuff. But he did one on electric kettles, and they're faster than boiling water.
Yeah, that's what
boil
Clover
water
was saying.
faster.
That they have one of these because it's way faster than anything else. They have two of them now, and you can make like soup and tea and anything else you want. So I kind of like the whole idea. Plus, I could, well, I think you get the thing hot and then it keeps it hot, so you don't have to like go from 0 to hot all the time.
And in Europe, they're even faster because they use higher wattage than the U.S.
That's because they don't care about the environment like we do.
Yeah.
We're rational about our energy usage here. We're not crazy. We're not uncompassionate about our energy use in this country. But yeah, I kind of want one of these things. Plus, look how much they sell. $3,000 a month. That's crazy. Sorry, it was an electric kettle. Yeah, that's what we're looking at, I think. Well, something similar. I guess I have to click on pin. That's a little annoying. On the StreamYard, all I got to do is click on names over here. I got to like aim at little dots and click on that extra thing. Oh, it's a good thing Gizzard wasn't in here because then he'd know about these electric kettles. We don't need Gizzard knowing about those things. Oh, Woods also has an electric kettle. Oh, looks like I'm behind the curve on the electric kettle boat. I need to get me an electric kettle now, or a couple. I've been using my espresso machine all the time. I'll just make a bunch of bowls of it, or a bunch of little tiny coffee pots of espresso to make like soup or something, because it makes hot water pretty quick.
That's our whatever the hell the coffee maker thing's called.
Mr. Coffee? No.
Keurig.
Keurig.
Yeah, or Keurig. Half the time I use it, I'm using it to make water, hot water.
Yeah, exactly. I did the same thing when I had mine set up.
My wife doesn't even use it for coffee anymore.
But it is pretty handy to make like, a shot of hot or a cup of hot water essentially.
Yeah, usually I'll use it when I'm making hot chocolate, just to heat up water. But I'll use it for ramen too.
Well, I had given other people links, and it looks like none of them. Well, they're all too scared to accept the links.
Good things are scary.
Yeah. Woods is saying that his wife has all these things. He's just allowed to use them. Yeah, I understand. I don't like using kitchen stuff unless I have to. Making Dunkin's hot chocolate, but I can't find them anymore. Interesting. Well,
you got a new member.
I have about. Wait, what?
New coffee crew member.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's happening on the YouTube side?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Phoenix.
That doesn't show up over here, so thanks for that. I have a bunch of the things for those coffee machines, the K-Cups. I have a bunch of the reusable K-Cups. So you could get whatever hot chocolate you want, put it in those reusable K-Cups and make as much hot chocolate you want that way.
Yeah, when I bought my wife the Keurig, I bought one of those too, and we've never used it. We've had it for 10 years or so.
The reusable thing?
Yep, never used the reusable one.
I mean, it's just essentially like a little, some kind of little material, that it's not forever reusable, but you can open the top off of it and put whatever kind of coffee you want in there, or whatever in there.
Yeah, I will say if you like hot chocolate, Stevens dark hot chocolate. I can't remember if it's cocoa or hot chocolate. I don't know the difference, but the Stevens, that's my favorite. That's the one I always buy now.
Has it got sugar and everything right away in it?
Yep. They're all good.
It's ready to go or whatever.
Yep.
But as far as the Dunkin', that's what I'm actually trying right now. So I had used espresso grounds originally in my espresso machine, and then I started buying coffee grounds in there. But I'm not a big fan. I'm just using whatever it's called, like the original or the normal Dunkin' Donuts, no flavor or anything. It's okay, but it's not knocking me over with its flavor or anything. So I don't think I'll get it again. I might try their espresso, but this is my second bag of not espresso, and I'm going back to espresso. I like the burnt flavor of the espresso, essentially. We'll have to do another show on espresso machines. Or coffee machines, I guess. But, yeah, I guess there's probably not polls on Rumble. We'll figure out ways to make some polls, I guess. I don't know. Are you thinking of trying this out, using the Rumble? I don't really see it going to YouTube. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it to do the podcast. I think like Crump or somebody does like their Tuesday shows over here. I might do it like that, like start doing the Thursday show on Rumble and then talk about guns and do gun stuff over here and then do the rest of the shows on YouTube where I'm used to doing them with StreamYard.
I've kind of thought about doing stuff on Rumble just because they're less restrictive, but it's just kind of one more thing to have to remember.
It is, but this is pretty simple. At least this seemed pretty simple. It's got, I would say, 80% of the features I'm looking for on StreamYard, which is the reason I'm using StreamYard, is because I can do this. Pin somebody's comment. I don't really dig the way that it's green, but whatever. I guess I can read it. I can't read whatever that white part says there. Does it even say anything? Oh, yeah, see, that's the person's name. I can't even hardly read that until I highlight it. But anyway, still pretty decent compared to nothing. But even now in the middle of the night, we've got way more people on YouTube watching than on Rumble. So there's always going to be that. I think I'm going to wrap it up. You want to chat about anything else before we start wrapping it up here? I know you'd probably rather we do some kind of bracket or something.
I was thinking maybe doing a bracket tomorrow.
Right on.
8 p.m. Pacific.
So everybody heard that here first. It's now in stone. It's been set on Rumble. So you can't just go taking things back once you put them in stone on Rumble. Got the little dog here saying goodnight to everybody. And yeah, we'll be back at some point on Rumble talking about things that we can't talk about on YouTube because of the way the rules are or whatever. So, yeah, a bunch of people are joining us on YouTube now. Nobody's saying anything. It's creepy and weird, but if you're joining in the future and watch this, then say stuff. And it's sort of like you were here watching stuff. We'll be a part of the show now. And co-host is going to sit back down. There we go. You can't see anything when he's standing up, so